Hey, it's Kristen with Brewed and Booze Food. Hope everyone is doing all right. I know we're all stuck at home and I'm sure we are trying to figure out what to eat for dinner. We have a great recipe for you today. It is our chicken marsala. What's great about this recipe is you can actually substitute either chicken thighs. We're using chicken breasts today. You can also use thin cut pork, or also veal is really lovely in this as well. So see what's in your freezer, make sure you pull it out and thaw it out. We actually went ahead and butterflied our chicken breasts. We will have a tutorial for you on our blog later for that. We butterflied them open and then we pounded them thin, about a quarter of an inch thick pieces, because the thing is we're going to cook it in the pan, and so we want it to be a quick cook. If you leave the chicken breast whole, it's going to take way too long and you're going to have dry chicken, which no one wants. Okay, then what we have here in our dredging bowl or pan, it's 1/4 cup of flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of margarine, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, and just kind of shake it up in the bowl, mix it up all together, and then we're going to dredge our chicken. We want a nice light coating. Try to use one hand. I know this is really hard for you, but I sometimes double dip. It's not the proper way, but if it happens, it happens. Okay, we're gonna do a nice light coating, shake off the extra, and then we'll just set it on a pan next to us while we finish this up. This is also a nice quick meal too. If you're a busy mom, dad, trying to get food on the table quickly. Good weeknight meal too, when we all get back to work and need something quick to do. If you're not a big fan of marjoram in this recipe, you maybe could add a little bit of parsley would be nice in this. You could also do, if you don't have that, maybe just a little Italian seasoning if you have that in the cupboard. Again, we're trying to make these meals of stuff that we already have in our kitchens. So figure out what spices and things you enjoy and make it work. Okay, we're on our last piece of chicken. I did all right. I got one clean hand, so that's exciting. One last piece. Get a nice little coating on it. Okay. We're ready to take it to the pot. So now we are over at our skillet. I like to use at least a 12-inch size skillet. Make sure it's a little bit deep because we're going to be sauteing some mushrooms and some green onion as well in this. If you don't have green onion, I would suggest either a shallot. You could also do a little bit of sweet onion. Just something that's not going to be super overpowering in this dish. But again, it's quarantine cuisine. You know, you want to, whatever you have in your cupboard, we will make it work. So we're going to turn the fire on just to like about a medium. We're going to heat up a tablespoon of butter in our pan. And yes, I have clean hands. I wash my hands. Make sure everybody's washing your hands. So we're going to heat up a little bit of butter. I'm going to use my fun little spatula with a smiley face because everybody can use a smile, you know. Heat up some butter. And it's not called for in the recipe, but I'm gonna add some garlic because I like the taste of garlic and my family likes garlic as well. I'm just gonna add a clove of garlic. Again, you don't want to overpower this dish. It's a nice light flavor. So this is a great recipe for kids as well. A tablespoon of garlic. We're gonna saute that up. Mix it around, get the flavors going. Turn my heat up just a little bit to medium. I like to use unsalted butter. It's what I have in my fridge right now. I always cook with unsalted. If you have salted butter, it's okay, no problem. Just adjust your seasonings accordingly. Okay. Now we're going to add our mushrooms. You can use any type of mushroom here. We're using sliced creminis. You could use white button. You could use pretty much any mushroom. Whatever, again, whatever you have in your fridge, pull them out, use them. Mix those around a little bit. Okay, and then we'll add our green onion. Again, you've got some options here as well. This is a 1/4 of a cup sliced green onion. The mushrooms was 2 cups. Sorry, I forgot to tell y'all. 2 cups of mushrooms, 1/4 a cup of the green onion. Again, feel free to use regular onion. Just I would cut back maybe a little bit on that, or you can use sweet onion, shallot. Again, whatever you've got in your cupboards right now, in your fridge, make it work. Okay, so we're gonna let this go for a little bit. We wanna cook our mushrooms down. Gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper to this while it's cooking. You wanna add layers of flavor. So make sure you're adding some salt and some pepper while you go. This will also too help draw out the moisture more quickly from the mushrooms. The salt will. Basically want to cook the mushrooms until they're tender, which usually is roughly about a couple of minutes takes, depending how thick the slices of your mushrooms are. Obviously the thinner you cut them, the quicker they'll be. Also too, if you're not a fan of butter, you could do a little bit of olive oil as well. I like the richness of the butter in this dish, but if you're trying to watch, you know, your butter intake, or if you don't have butter right now, a little bit of olive oil wouldn't be bad. I haven't tried it with coconut oil. Tell us if you do cook with it, and let me know how it tastes. Okay, these mushrooms are getting there. You can tell they're getting kind of glossy and shrinking down a little bit. Mushrooms do cook down, so if you like mushrooms, you can add some more. Make a double portion if you're in a mushroom mood. Okay, those look pretty good to me. I'll take these out, and then we're going to start cooking our chicken. A few little bits and stuff are in here, don't worry. They'll all come up when we make the sauce. Okay, now we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter to cook the chicken in. Let that cook. Turn it down just a little bit. You don't want the butter to burn. Make sure it's all melty in the pan. And then we're going to add our chicken pieces. Always put them in the pan away from you so you don't get any sort of splatter. I'm going to do this in batches just because these pieces are kind of big. Chicken's going to take about 5 to 6 minutes, again depending on how thick your pieces are. We pounded ours about 1/4 of an inch thick, so they shouldn't take too long, but again you want them cooked. You want to get a nice color on the chicken. Leave it there for a few minutes. There we go. A nice little bit of color going on. That needs a little bit more. Just want to get some nice like golden brown color on the chicken. Let's see if this guy's browning up. Oh, he's browning up nicely. There we go. Pull these guys off and add my next batch. I am going to add another tablespoon of butter because the pan's looking a little on the dry side. There we go. Add our chicken.
want that piece to go just a little bit longer. Needs a little more color. Yeah, that looks pretty golden brown to me. That guy needs just a little bit. Okay, my guy's finally done. Now we're gonna make the sauce. Make sure you turn your fire down low. We're gonna add back our mushrooms and our onion mixture. Then we are going to add a half a cup of chicken broth. A little steam action for you. Stir that around a little bit, get up those little bits. And then we're going to add our Marsala wine. So at this point, if you do not want alcohol in your dish, you can omit it. I would just add maybe another half a cup of the chicken broth to this. If you don't have Marsala wine, you can also use a dry sherry, or you could probably also use maybe a very light red, maybe something like a Pinot Noir or something that's not too fruity, but something kind of light because you don't want to overpower your flavors. So we're going to add in the wine. Do be careful, overheat. You don't want it to flambe. They do say that the alcohol does not get burned completely out of the dish. You would either have to cook it for about 30 minutes to get the alcohol to completely evaporate, or you'd have to flambe it. On this dish, we're only cooking for a couple of minutes to incorporate the flavors in the sauce, so this does have a little bit of residual alcohol in it. So you want to make sure you get all those nice little bits from underneath. That just imparts more flavor into your sauce. We've got our sauce boiling. Now what we're going to do is at this point, we're going to turn the flame down just a little bit to a simmer. And you're going to let this simmer for about 2 minutes. Sauce will get a little bit more thick. At this point, I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. Just a couple of spins of pepper. Give it another minute or so. It's a little thin. It's not supposed to be a super thick sauce, but it needs to be just a little bit more reduced than this guy. So the sauce is not as thick as I would like it, so I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock with some cornstarch. Did a little slurry of that just so we're not going to get lumps. I'm just going to add a little bit to start. Just a little bit, and see where we're at with that. I don't want it too thick, but I also, it's a little on the runny side right now. If you don't have cornstarch in your cupboards, you can use a little bit of flour. Wondra is also a great product as well. There we go, that's a little bit better. See, just a little bit of that and you've already got a nice sauce. Should kind of coat the back of a spoon. Okay, well, let's plate it up. serve ours over some egg noodles that we cooked ahead of time. You could serve it with spaghetti, angel hair, linguine, whatever pasta you like. Or if you're cutting down on your carbs, you can serve this over cauliflower rice. Even just regular rice would be great too. Also serve it next to a nice green salad or some grilled or roasted vegetables of your choice. So it's really actually a great thing and easy to make. So we're going to take our chicken, lay it over top of our noodles, and we're going to put this nice sauce over top. Then we're going to serve ours with a nice glass of Chianti. Pretty much any wine will do, whatever's in your cupboard. So I hope y'all enjoyed this quick episode of Quarantine Cuisine. We have some more recipes coming up for y'all. Enjoy. Bon appetit.